Word on the street is that Foxy Brown might be the final nail in the coffin for both Diddy and Jay Z. She is being courted to testify in 2pac's case. So, what exactly does Foxy know that could land both Diddy and Jay Z in big trouble? Let's get into it. As you know, Keefe D is being investigated for the murder of Tupac. His trial was supposed to start on June 3rd, but it has been delayed to November 4th. The delay happened because Keefe D's new lawyer, Carl Arnold, asked for more time to review the case materials. Keefe D insists he is innocent and says there is no proof he was in Las Vegas on the night of the murder. However, the Clark County District Attorney is working on finding witnesses who can place Keefe D in Las Vegas that night. Prosecutors now believe Foxy Brown has important information that could prove Keefe D was in the city. They think Foxy Brown briefly met Keefe D on that day, just before Tupac was killed. And you want to know how they figured out that Foxy interacted with Keefe D that day? Law enforcement got this information from Keefe D's memoir, Compton Street Legend, where he specifically mentioned meeting Foxy that night. In the book, Keefe D described walking up to a car where Foxy Brown was sitting with Eric Von Zip. Zip told Foxy to step out of the car and motioned for Keefe D to get in. Zip then opened a hidden compartment, took out a black .40 Glock, and handed it to Keefe D, saying, "It's time to get the money." Keefe D put the gun in his waistband, helped Foxy back into the car, and they drove off. This account from Keefe D's own memoir is what prosecutors are relying on. Keefe D has inadvertently implicated himself multiple times. For example, during an interview with Vlad TV, he was shown a police confessional where he was heard saying he was involved in what happened to Tupac.
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side, I would popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
In the confessional, Keefe D basically confirmed that he was one of the 4 occupants in the white Cadillac that pulled alongside Tupac's car before someone inside fired at him 4 times. He also bragged about being in the vehicle in his memoir, Compton Street Legend, the same book where he talks about interacting with Foxy that night. This could be his undoing. An insider also told the U.S. Sun that there are secret and delicate conversations happening about Foxy being a witness. Trial sheet could be vital in taking the stand or even making a statement about her recollection of being around the men who claimed they were with her for a short while before they went to kill Tupac. Her involvement in the trial would hinge on whether she remembers seeing Keefe D. Prosecutors know that having an independent and credible witness confirm Keefe D. was in Vegas would greatly strengthen their case. It would undermine Keefe D's defense, which his lawyer has recently argued, claiming there is no evidence Keefe D. was even there. Keefe D. has since claimed he fabricated everything he said about Tupac's death. His lawyers argue that the claims in his book and interviews were made for entertainment purposes and that much of the evidence against him is based on hearsay. They also contend that the book and interviews shouldn't be taken as factual evidence. Keefe D's claims were made for financial gain and because he believed he had immunity. Unfortunately for him, prosecutors are reportedly already talking to Foxy Brown to convince her to testify at the trial. Several informants have told prosecutors that Foxy saw and interacted with Keefe D shortly before Tupac's murder. Foxy's testimony could also implicate Diddy and Jay Z. There have been long-standing rumors that Diddy put a hit on Tupac. LAPD detective Greg Kading's documentary details how Diddy allegedly offered $1 million to have both Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight killed following the highly publicized feud involving Diddy and Biggie. According to the documentary, Diddy hired Keefe D to carry out the hit, but Tupac was ultimately killed by Crips gang member Orlando "Baby Lane" Anderson, Keefe D's nephew, after a last-minute change of plans. Keefe D's confession aligns with this account. He also claimed that Biggie Smalls' then-wife, Faith Evans, knew about Diddy's plot to kill Tupac. Keefe D said he contacted Diddy and Faith to inform them they were responsible for the murder. While prosecutors are trying to secure Foxy Brown's testimony, they might also want to contact Faith Evans. In his interview with Vlad TV, Keefe D claimed that the $1 million fee for the hit was paid by a famous hip-hop star to gang member Eric Von Zip, but he didn't disclose the star's identity. Comedian T.K. Kirkland later revealed that it worked in Diddy's favor when Zip stole the money and didn't give it to Keefe D after Diddy paid him.
Oh shit, we'll wipe out quick, you know, it's nothing. We were on the million.
Keefe D's own statements are likely to put him behind bars. He has openly discussed his involvement in Tupac's murder and his connections to Diddy. He even admitted that if he hadn't met Diddy, he wouldn't be in this mess. These admissions, along with the evidence from his memoir and interviews, are powerful tools for the prosecution. They show a pattern of behavior and provide details that align with other evidence. Keefe D's words might just be the key to his downfall.
Thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puppy will be in prison now, money for hire.
As it stands, if prosecutors can get Foxy Brown to confirm that Keefe D was in Vegas and met with Zip, as he described in his book, the trail could lead back to Diddy. Here's where Jay Z comes in. There is a bigger case involving Diddy, including allegations of money laundering and ties to the RICO enterprise. Jay Z's name has come up several times in relation to this. If authorities trace the money back to the formation of Bad Boy Records, they might find connections to Jay Z, who was working closely with Diddy at that time. Foxy Brown also has a history with Jay Z, and it's not a pleasant one. Her involvement could shed light on these connections and potentially implicate both Diddy and Jay Z in broader criminal activities.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce. Allegedly.
You may recall that Jay Z was accused of taking Foxy's virginity when she was 15 and he was 27 years old, funding her shopping trips while she was still in high school. At the time, there were also reports that Jay Z allegedly gave Foxy an STD. There was even a rumored tape of Foxy, Jay Z, and Jamie Foxx involved in a threesome. According to the rumors, Jay Z made Foxy sign multiple gag orders after the incident, and the tape was ironically stolen from her home. Foxy reportedly referred to Beyonce as a herpes-infected whore. Using Foxy as a witness poses many challenges. Participating in the trial would bring a lot of attention to her, not necessarily in a positive light. The people she socialized with had varied backgrounds and lifestyles, complicating matters further. Taking the stand means facing cross-examination, which could lead to her being asked about personal and potentially shocking matters. Foxy also has an extensive criminal past that could come up during cross-examination. These factors might deter her from testifying, especially since her testimony could implicate both Diddy and Jay Z. As we wait to see how this unfolds, let me know what you think of Foxy being a key witness in Tupac's murder case. Also, share your thoughts on what this could mean for Diddy and Jay Z in the comments section below.